All right, hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to turn an old t-shirt into this tote bag. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you what essentials I've been carrying around in my homemade tote bag. All right, let's get started. Everything that you will need to make your t-shirt tote bag is one t-shirt, a Sharpie and measuring tape to make a flat edge, a sewing kit with needle and thread, and a pair of good scissors. We're going to start our project off by making the cuts on our t-shirt. Using your tape measure and your Sharpie, draw a dotted line below the sleeves where you will make your first cut. And now we're going to make our first cut along that line that you just drew. And in the end, it should look like this. This step is a little easier. You're just going to cut along the hemline of your sleeves. So you'll have two pieces that look like this. And then you'll just cut the pieces in half by snipping along the seam. And those are all three pieces that you will need to sew your tote bag. On to the next step. We're going to measure out some thread, and then we're going to thread our needle. And this is me trying to use a needle threader for the first time. And I have to say, if you have one, it actually makes threading your needle super easy. Now I'm tying a knot at the end, and I am turning my t-shirt inside out. This is super important so that your stitching doesn't show in the final project. As you can see, I will be sewing along the cut edge of my t-shirt, and I'm just going to be doing a really simple over-under stitch. I'm making my stitches really close together so that my bag won't break as easily when I am putting things inside of it. You can also see that I'm sewing my stitches about 1/4 of an inch away from the bottom. That's just going to make sure that the stitches don't fall out when I'm using my bag. And once you're at the end, you're going to tie off your thread by slipping your needle underneath your second to last stitch, tying a knot, pulling it through, and making sure it is tight. There you go. Great, now let's move on to the handles. Take just one of your cut sleeve pieces and lay it onto the hemmed edge of your shirt so that it is lined up with the seam. Then using the same over-under stitch as before, you will sew your sleeve pieces on in this little box pattern. You see that little box right there? Perfect. Now stitch a diagonal line going across your box so it looks like you have 2 halves of a grilled cheese. We're doing all of this stitching right here because we want to make sure that our handles are super secure and can hold whatever you want to put into your bag. Finally, you are going to tie your thread off the same exact way you did before. Make sure you pull that knot super tight, and this is what it's going to look like in the end, and you are ready to move on to your other side. All right, now we're on the other side, and you're going to grab your other cut sleeve piece and just line it up perfectly with the other sleeve piece that's already been sewed onto your tote bag, and you're ready to get started. Make your final stitches, do those 2 boxes, and then, oop, big reveal, it's done! Look at my tote bag, everybody. Ooh. It's so gorgeous, but I'm also going to add some buttons. You can do that. You can add some patches. If you had some fabric paint or glue, you could put that on there. Now, as you can all see, the width of my tote bag is actually pretty wide. So what you could do is while your bag is still flipped inside out, you can cut along the sides and then just sew your bag up so that it is a little bit less wide. It's up to you. And there you go, your finished homemade tote bag. And I'm so excited to see if any of you make your own. But let's get into what essential items I've been carrying around these days. We have some fun reading material, my absolute favorite magazine. We've got a healthy snack like an orange. I've been drinking lots of water, some positive affirmations because we can always use the reminder like this one, which says, I'm doing the best I can to stay healthy these days. And finally, a treat for Snorkel. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you don't end up making these awesome tote bags, I hope you do find a way to release some creative energy today. I would love to hear what is essential to you these days, what is keeping you happy and healthy. It's always good to remind yourself of those things, but of course, you're always welcome to let us know. And with that, I will see everybody in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.